Greetings and welcome to another segment of Wild Treasures of an Outdoorsman. My name is Peter Updike, and we're talking about traditional turkey hunting in our latest videos. And spring gobbler season is here, and I've been turkey hunting, and I've been hearing gobbling birds, and I'm real excited about the season as it is unfolding. And I wanted to share something that happened to myself and my hunting companion while we were on a turkey hunt, a quota turkey hunt. Now, I met this fella not too long ago. He came into my welding shop and we struck up a conversation about hunting and fishing and all things connected. We decided we wanted to do a few hunts together. So he came, we did an archery hunt with me, and I did a few gun hunts with the fella, and he had shared with me that he was interested in turkey hunting, but never really got his feet wet as far as going out and discovering a process. And he asked me if I would show him the ropes for turkey hunting. He said that he had a quota permit for a 3-day hunt on a much desirable management area. And he asked if I would accompany him on this hunt and show him my process. So I agreed. It's not my normal practice to do such things, but yeah, I agreed to go. I have to admit, a little selfishness was involved. Yeah, I want to hunt on that management area. I've never hunted it before and thought it would be good for an experience. So, yeah, we set the time and the date, and I met him there at the check station, and we got all checked in, and we went to our designated area that we had chosen some few days before. And I had heard birds there, and I knew there were turkeys in that area. I'd heard birds there on several occasions, and I was hunting on the other side of the boundary. These two management areas backed right up to each other, right? And I was hunting on the edge of a boundary and could hear birds gobbling in that particular management area. So I knew there were birds there. So, yeah, we went and we parked in an area that I thought, we'd be able to hear birds gobble. We got there really, really early, almost like 45 minutes before daylight, so we had some time on our hands. We gathered all our things and I decided, well, we're just going to walk down this road. It was a limestone road, and it was a designated road, so the chances of somebody driving by were pretty good. But I really didn't have any other game plan. I just knew that there were birds in the woods to our south. And I wanted to see if I could hear some of those birds gobble, maybe make a move on them. So daylight came and we walked down a different limestone road that connected to that one. So now we're in an area moving down. We don't know who's down there, right? Could be somebody down there. I made up my mind if I had walked up on a vehicle, we would just turn around and go back. Wouldn't want to disturb somebody else's hunt. We didn't run into any other vehicles. And we walked down that road, and it broke daylight, and we were listening intently. And we heard a few gobbles in a different direction, but too far away to pursue. So we waited there a little while longer, and sure enough, another bird gobbled. This time he was on our side of the road. And he was close, but not really close. You'll just have to make your own judgment on how far you think that is. I thought to myself, well, we can ease our way towards that bird, but it sounds like that he's awful close to the boundary. May not want to go that far. And then a bird gobbled, which was really close. So now we got two gobbling birds. And I thought to myself, okay, now this is a hunt that we can do. So we eased on back, and we got as close as we could before we entered the swamp area where we were hunting. And we found a little access there that led to a nice clearing underneath the canopy of the cypress trees. There were cypress knees and oak trees, the cabbage palm looking swamp habitat that turkeys do like to inhabit. And I said this, we were only like 50 yards off the road before I felt like we were as close as we dare get to that gobbling bird. So I instructed my hunting companion, and we'll just call this fella Samson. He's a big, robust guy, and I really appreciate Samson, so we're just going to call him Samson. And I told Samson, I said, why don't you ease on down just a little further, 50 yards maybe, 30 yards, and I'll see if I can't call that bird over top of you. If he comes through this way, then you can have a shot at him. And just make sure you let me know where you are by calling a little bit so I can put, a location on you. And we got set up, and I began to call. And that bird really gobbled. He really, really responded. And next thing you know, the bird's on the ground. And I would call to him soft and gentle, and he would slowly was making his way to our setup. And yeah, Samson was pretty excited. I was pretty excited. It looked like this bird was going to come in. Now, we turkey hunters who hunt public land, opportunity comes. Maybe once a season you'll get an opportunity. Maybe you'll get close enough to a bird that you can call in. Maybe you'll have that bird to yourself. But all those are maybes. If you want to be successful turkey hunting on public land, and I've had varying levels of success. I've gone on public land and had success very quickly. I killed birds sometimes when I didn't think there was any birds in there. I've killed birds sometimes so quick, my season was over before it got started good. I killed 2 birds one season. I killed one on Saturday, opening day, and I went someplace else and killed one on Sunday. And my season was over. It was horrible. It was the most horrible experience. I wanted to hunt the whole season. But that's the way it goes. You only allowed 2 birds. 2 longbeards in 1 year. You can't beat that. But why do they got to be back to back like that? That's just the way it was. And that's the way public land is. That's just the way it is. There's just some things about public land that you cannot change. You have to adapt, and you have to accept and adapt to the circumstances on each hunt. And yeah, we were calling to that bird, and he was coming in, and I allowed myself to be lured into the thought process that, okay, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. This bird's coming. He's very close. When the unexpected happened, I heard what sounded like a 1-ton diesel truck rambling down the limestone road. Now keep in mind, I got off the road as far as I could. Got off the road as far as I dare. And the bird was roosted very close to the road. There was really nothing you could do about it. If you're going to call to that bird, that's where you had to set up. And in tow of this 1-ton diesel truck was a ragtag metal trailer. And atop of that ragtag metal trailer was a bobcat. And on the back of those trucks were beehives. I mean, a lot of them. And this guy didn't know any better. He just got up that morning to go do his job. I'm sure if he knew that he'd only wait 10 or 15 minutes to come rambling down that road, that we would get our bird. But he didn't know. And he just came rambling down that road, pulled up there. Now, our truck was not parked there. He could not hear that bird gobbling in that cypress head. He did not know we were in there calling. And he pulled up almost parallel to our location. He got out of the truck and slammed the door. Bird gobbled at it. He walked to the back of the trailer, let the ramps down. Bird gobbled at it. Bird was gobbling at him now, and not me. Yeah, it's disappointing, but that's just the way it goes. I share this with you so you'll know that when things go wrong, that you're not alone. When you hunting public land, these are the things that can happen. And yeah, the public land is open so the bee guys can put their hives in there to collect the gallberry blossom, to have gallberry blossom. And yeah, it's a popular thing for beekeepers to do. I guess they get permits or whatnot to put their bees on state land. And he's just, like I said, he's just a working man trying to make a living, and he did not know I was in there. And there was no point in trying to make a scene. Just wrap it up, go to another location, and try something else. And that's what we had. I heard the bird cross the road and go into the swamp on the other side. And I visualized in my mind what that bird did. So we went after that bird. I visualized in my mind where that bird went. So we went where I thought that bird went. And in about 30 minutes later, we were set up on that bird again. And he gobbled and he gobbled and he gobbled and he gobbled, and there was no coming in. I'm sure he was down there somewhere strutting, carrying on. We thought we heard hens with him. Yeah, mid-morning can be a hard time to hunt. But I wanted to share that hunt with you and just let you know again that if you're struggling, you're not alone. Turkey hunting is tough. It's really tough. And if you're hunting on public land, well, yeah, the opportunity to get on a bird is hard. It's hard to get. It's hard to get that opportunity. I don't know, I've been 6 or 8 times, and that's the best chance I've had so far. I've heard birds gobble. I've gone after gobbling birds. I've set up and called to them. I've had them gobble, but I've had them show no interest in coming in. So I'm looking for that to change. I'm thinking maybe I'm going to start hunting a little later in the morning, and I'm not going to make the real strong effort to get down there at daylight. I'm going to change up a little bit, and I'm thinking maybe if I can get some cool days coming, maybe do some midday hunts and try and get on a bird that maybe hasn't been with a hen in a while, and use that as a strategy. I'm going to work on my strategy, and I'm going to keep on trying. I'm going to keep on hunting the area that I'm hunting. I'm not going to get desperate and go someplace else. I know where birds are. Those birds, the situation can turn. I've always believed that in turkey hunting, there's a reset button. And that reset button for turkeys can come with the change of the weather. If you have a storm front come in and it brings in cold weather, and you've had 4 or 5 days of warm weather, that kind of hits a reset button on the turkey. When the hens go on the nest and they start roaming, expanding their range, looking for hens that aren't on the nest, that too is a reset button, that those birds can be called in. Sometimes as the season gets further on, later in the season, your chances can go up. You'll have fewer birds, but your chances can go up because they've become desperate. And turkeys are that way. All right, love you guys. I hope you enjoy this video. Like and subscribe if you want to. This is the Wild Treasures of an Outdoorsman YouTube channel, and I got to get ready to go turkey hunting. Love you guys. See you. Bye.